this is my YouTube channel, Sade Safely Spoken. Story number 3 is about how I sent a man to jail. So it was my sophomore year of college, and I had a short day. Now, the way I would arrange my schedule, I would do 2 classes a day, 3 the next, 2, 3, and then I would have my Fridays set up to where I'm completely free for dance or for hair appointments because I did hair. So I will never forget this. It was Tuesday, September 7th, 2021, 10:53 a.m. Okay, broad daylight, sunny and bright outside, right? So I'm an early bird. I be up with the birds and the bees when the sun rise. I had just finished my second class, all right? First one, 7, 8 a.m. Second one, like 9 to 10, 11, whatever. I leave the class and I think, okay, my car dirty, very dirty. It needs to be cleaned. There was a car wash right down the street from my college campus, like literally right down the street. You can't miss it, even walking distance. I decide to go there. When I get there, it's pretty empty. It was empty. I was the only one there. I had a lot of crap in my car. I had just driven back from Florida, 6 hours. I would drive back and forth to visit. It was a mess. I had dog hair, a bunch of crap everywhere. So I spent a lot of time vacuuming and just really cleaning the inside. And the way it's set up, the vacuum station is right in front when you first pull in. And then towards the back is the washing stations. And there it's a hand wash, right? So you actually gotta scrub and you gotta rinse it with your hands physically. There was no drive-through car wash. So after a while, I'm cleaning, and then I pull to the back a little so I can start getting the outside of the car. Now keep in mind, I wasn't rushing or speeding through this process. I was taking my time. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of lollygagging because one, I had the rest of the day. It was 10 a.m. and I had the rest of the day free. I had work later on, but I was on night shifts, so I was vibing. Okay. So as I get to the back and I'm scrubbing, I noticed that a red car pull up. Now I'm watching, but I'm not like, I'm trying to be cool about it. This man gets out and he walks like I don't know what he was doing, but he walked and he did something. I was watching him, but I wasn't watching him the way I should have been watching him. Okay. About 10 minutes pass and I realized I haven't seen him. Looking like, okay, he's not vacuuming. What is he doing? Right? Because he was still in the vacuuming station and I was still back in the washing station. And I'm looking like, okay, this is getting a little. So, in order to wash, you get 5 minutes. So ghetto. You get 5 minutes to scrub and rinse. So, I put in my money and I'm scrubbing, and I'm rinsing. I start going counterclockwise when it comes to actually rinsing the soap off on my car. And when I get to like the passenger side, like right in front of the car, my intuition said, turn around. Y'all, I snapped around so fast. And this man was standing right behind me, pants down, underwear down, on the ground. His thing was straight out and he was jerking off. He was jerking off to me washing my car, right? So I got scared because he was in arm's reach. Like literally, if he wanted to, he could have yanked me up. And I'm not a big person and he was pretty big. So if he wanted to, he could have. I got scared. I dropped the little wash thing and I ran. Gosh. I ran to the driver's side. I hopped in. I locked my door. I was in shock. Like I was physically shocked. So I'm crying. I'm shaking because I'm traumatized. It's a big man behind me, butt about naked, jerking off to me. That shit was scary. I get in the car. I'm shaking. I'm crying hysterically because I'm scared. Okay. I felt vulnerable. And he didn't stop. Like when he realized I was scared and I'm in the car shaking, he looked me in my eyes and he started jerking off harder. My fear turned him on. My fear turned him on. So I get my phone. I'm shaking, but I get my phone and I had a bright pink case and he kind of saw. And that's when he stopped. He casually pulled up his pants. And then he casually walked to his car. He was so chill and calm about it. And that is what scared me, because why is he so calm? Like he didn't did something like this before. And what really disturbed me is that he was so chill, because the way my car was facing, the car wash is in the back and my car was facing towards a wall, right? So I had to drive forward, and then I had to drive to the left, and then back, and then turn. So basically my car, I had to drive forward that way, and then turn my car to be able to get out of like where I was parked. And I was able to catch his license plate. He was walking that slow that I was able to do all of that and still get his license plate while I'm shaking and shocked and scared. He was too chill about it. Too chill. So I'm going to insert the video I got of him casually driving off. Of course, I'm going to blur out the license plate. But as you can see, the phone was shaking and I was crying. It sounded like I was laughing, but I was actually crying, okay? So I leave the car wash. I go to a different location, public. And I'm on the phone with the police. And they're like, okay, meet us back at the location, the car wash. So I go back to the car wash. I meet the police there. I put in a police report. So after all that's done, I gotta go back home. So on my way home, I called my fiance at the time, ex-fiance now, but fiance at the time, because I needed support. I was scared. I felt vulnerable, and at the time, he was my safe. He was my safe space. All right. I wanted comfort. So I called him. I called him like 20, 30 times. He was not picking up, and we were doing, it's long distance, all right? It was a long distance relationship. Y'all know how they go. Somebody loyal and somebody not, okay? Anyways, no pickup. He finally picked up, and I'm crying. I'm like, why haven't you picked up? And he's mad because he had just crossed paths with a guy that I used to associate with, that I don't even speak of, that I basically forgot existed, okay? So he was operating out of ego. Whatever. He's mad. And I'm looking like, listen, I need you right now. Put that on pause. He yelling and cursing, blah, blah, blah. And when he finally does hear me out, he was like, okay, well, what were you wearing? And I'm looking like, whoa, nah. Nah, you did not just say that. What? First of all, what I'm wearing should not matter. It don't matter if I had on a crop top and booty shorts. That does not give a man the right to jack off to me in broad daylight. Like, what? That's a form of sexual assault. Even if you're not touched, that's sexual assault, and it's inappropriate. Like, what? He said that, and I'm looking like, whoa. First of all, I had just came from class, so clearly I had on sweatpants and a shirt. I was covered. But that's irrelevant, because why would you ask me that? Anyways, that made me mad. I hung up. I went home, and I was so in shock and traumatized, and I felt vulnerable and lonely. And the one person that I wanted to speak to had just, you got me messed up. So I went home. I barricaded my doors. I had roommates, but I barricaded my room door, and I sat in a corner and cried like I was in a movie, because that's what it felt like. It was so unreal and traumatizing. And it's just like, yo, what? This man just did this, and the person I trust, and like, I was out, mind blown. So after crying for a few hours, I was able to pull myself together, and I went to work. Night shift. 3 hours in, I could not hold my tears, y'all. I kept going to the bathroom and crying. So they sent me home. So I went home. I cuddled my dog. I'm not gonna lie. I cuddled my dog, and I cried myself to sleep. Okay? Anyways, mentally and emotionally, this messed with me, because I've been through things, and this hit too close to home, right? If you know, you know. I was very uncomfortable. So, a few days passed. The detective hit me up, and I went to the police station, and it turns out the car wash had cameras, and they got everything. Literally, him pulling up, him getting out the car, him peeking around the corner for about 10 minutes watching me, him pulling his pants down, getting himself hard, jerking off, him casually walking to his car, me getting scared and running and shit. They got everything on camera. I identified him. That's that. 2 weeks passed, and they told me they couldn't find him. But they found the house that the car was registered to. And his family was like, oh, we don't know where he is. We haven't seen him. Cap. But okay. Okay. A month passed. And then I get a phone call. The detective said, we found him. We arrested him. And a few days later, they called me back. Somebody bailed him out. I'm looking like, mm-mm, mm-mm. So I'm like, this is the most ghetto traumatizing thing I have ever experienced. Like, what is going on? The detective ended up telling me I can't take him to court because I was like, if I have to, I will. He said they're backed up from COVID cases, so I'll have to wait a year, a whole year, so this man get to roam around free for a year. I'm looking like, man, all right, whatever. At this point, okay. So a year passed. A whole year passed. I'm in my whole junior year of college at this point, and I get a letter in the mail, and they're like, "We found him," and I'm gonna put that right here. They got him, and he's to serve a year. He pled guilty. Woo! Okay, good job. But only a year. That's it. A whole year later, and now he only serving 1 year. Man, okay. But at the end of the day, I was still very grateful that they were able to get him and he was paying, some type of times. He was serving something at least. So, a spiritual tip for this one, trust your intuition because the voice, when my intuition said turn around, it was in a urgent, like urgent, okay? It wasn't a casual turnaround. It was like, Sade, turn around right now. With the quickness, I snapped my neck, almost broke it, okay? If I would have casually turned, he probably would have hid back behind a little posting and I wouldn't have seen him and he would have continued to jack off, right? So always trust your intuition, all right? And of course, this led to my spiritual awakening. It was part of it because I was learning to trust myself. So, long story short, I ended up moving back to Florida and I started to get right. And I'm going to post a video right here. I started to raise my vibration and actually cater to my spirituality. And I'm able to see my aura now. And I'm going to post that. You can see my aura now because on the inside, I'm finding peace. I'm accepting. I'm growing. I'm learning. I'm ascending. So you can see it instead of just feel it. So I'm getting right spiritually and then I'm getting right physically. I'm in a gym, like run up, get done up now, okay? Run up, get done up, for real. So now I'm good spiritually. I'm getting better. Physically, I'm getting stronger. I'm looking like, let me go a step further. Let me go back, back, back. So I took a few classes. I dare you to run up. You're going to be missing something. You're going to have a hole somewhere. And when I tell you I don't miss, I don't miss. I really don't. Okay? Anyways, this is the story on how I sent a man to jail. I hope to see you all on the next video. Love y'all.